This is why old money hates new money and why you cannot buy your way out of it. It is 7:28 p.m. at a charity gala on the Upper East Side. Your wrist holds a $48,000 Patek Philippe Nautilus bought 2 weeks ago. Across the room stands a man named Whitney Carter IV. He wears his grandfather's $300 Timex on a leather band so worn the stitching shows. You think you outrank him. He nods at you politely. His eyes are dead. The watch is not the problem. You are. He has spent his entire life learning that exact look. 7:28 p.m. on a Thursday at a charity gala on the Upper East Side. Your watch costs more than his car. He is not impressed. Here's why. Rung 1, first generation new money. You. You closed the deal 13 months ago. 94 $, exit, taxes paid, lawyers paid, the press release written by a publicist who used the phrase serial entrepreneur 4 times. You bought the house in Greenwich the week the wire cleared. 14,200 square feet. 6 bedrooms you do not use. A 2007 build with new floors and a wine room you stocked in a single afternoon with the help of a man named Marco, who has been doing this for 22 years. The Lamborghini Urus is matte black. The plate is Win 1. The watch on your wrist is a Patek Philippe Nautilus 57111, paid for in a wire transfer, worn to this gala for exactly the reason you think. You walk into the room. You shake hands with 3 men whose last names are on hospital wings. You say, "I went to Yale because you did." You say it twice. You will say it again before the night is over. Then you notice something. The men in this room are not looking at the watch. They are looking past it, past the cufflinks, past the suit, past you. There is no contempt in their faces. There is something colder. It is the expression of a man reading a magazine he has read before. He knows how it ends. Here is the fact nobody printed in the brochure they sent you. 73% of the names on the 2024 Forbes 400 list are first-generation wealth. You are not the exception. You are the curve. The old money club you spent 13 months trying to enter is statistically the minority of American wealth. And its entire power lies in not being measured by money at all. Money is not the entry fee. Money is the disqualifier. The handshake goes on a half second too long. The eye contact does not break. He calls you by your last name only. He does not give you his. Running tally. Net worth, 9 figures. Time spent earning it, 11 years. Time required to be seen at this gala, longer than you have. You will not climb to the next rung. The next rung is the one your children are already on, and most of them do not survive it. Rung 2, second-generation inheritor. His name is Brandon Reeves. He is 34. His father built a regional logistics company in Ohio and sold it in 2009 for $112. Brandon inherited $80 of it at 22. The first thing he bought was a Lamborghini Huracan. He drove it into a guardrail outside of Aspen at 24, walked away, and bought another one in the same color. He has a startup. It is in its 3rd year. It has raised $11 and lost $4.6. The CEO is a college friend named Tyler, who has never run anything. Brandon comes to this gala because his late father's name is on a research wing 2 blocks away, and the staff still recognize him. He has a glass of bourbon in his hand, and his eyes keep finding the exits. His wife left him in March. The papers say infidelity. The truth is boredom and the slow chill of money that no longer impresses her. Brandon is 1 rung above you on the ladder. He is also already losing. Here's the fact. The Williams Group, a wealth advisory firm, studied 3,050 wealthy families over 20 years. Their finding was the same finding everyone in this room already knows. 70% of wealthy families lose the wealth by the end of the 2nd generation. 90% lose it by the end of the 3rd. The phrase exists in 6 languages. English calls it shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves in 3 generations. Italian, dalle stalle alle stelle alle stalle, stables to stars to stables. Chinese, Fubu guo sandai. Wealth does not survive 3 generations. Spanish, Japanese, Portuguese. Every culture that has watched fortunes rise has invented its own version of the same sentence. The men at this gala know it. They have watched it happen for 100 years. They do not need to fight you. They do not need to refuse you membership. They just have to wait. Brandon refills his bourbon. He laughs too loud at something his friend says. He checks his phone. He puts it back. He checks it again. He has been waiting for someone to invite him to dinner. No one has. You watch him for a long minute. You realize you are watching your own son in 26 years. You do not have a son. You will. The math does not care. Running tally. Generations until your fortune is gone. 2.4, statistically. Number of men in this room who already know that. Everyone. Look up. There are rungs above this one. You cannot climb them with money. The next rung is not bought. It is waited for. And it has been waiting for a very long time, far too long. You think old money is richer than you? It is not. It is older, and older has built something you cannot buy on a Thursday afternoon. Rung 3. The third generation collapse. In 1877, Cornelius Vanderbilt died. His fortune was estimated at $105 million in 1877 dollars, roughly $185 billion in today's terms. It was, at that moment, larger than the entire reserves of the United States Treasury. He was the richest man in America. He owned the railroads. Then his children inherited. Then their children inherited. By 1947, the last Vanderbilt-built mansion in Manhattan was demolished. The bronze gates were sold for scrap. By the family reunion in 1973, held at Vanderbilt University, which had been donated by Cornelius, there were 120 living Vanderbilts in attendance. Not one was a millionaire. The fortune that was once larger than the U.S. Treasury was gone in 3 generations, exactly the way the phrase predicted. The men in the gala know this. Whitney Carter IV knows this. He learned it from his grandfather who lived through it. He learned that being loud is being mortal. He was trained since childhood to never enter a room first, speak first, or be remembered first. Rung 4. Institutionalized money. The Rockefellers did the opposite. In 1882, John D. Rockefeller founded a family office to manage the family wealth. It was the first of its kind. It still operates today, 144 years later. The Rockefellers built trusts. They built foundations. They built museum wings. MoMA opened in 1929 with Rockefeller money. They put their name on universities and let the universities run themselves. The Mellons did the same. The Cabots. The Forbes. Not the magazine, the Boston Merchant family. The Pulitzers attached the name to a prize and let the prize do the work. This is the lifestyle of old money that survived. Not flashier, not louder, the opposite. The wealth became furniture. It stopped needing to be visible. The trust pays the maintenance. The board appoints the trustees. The trustees appoint the next board. The next generation has very little ability to dismantle anything by being stupid because the structure is older than they are. Brandon Reeves does not have this. You do not have this. You have a brokerage account and an LLC and a lawyer who returns your calls within 4 hours. They have 1882. Rung 5. True old money. The signals stop being visible. There are 6 tells, and once you know them, you cannot stop seeing them. 1. No logos. The cashmere is Loro Piana, but the logo is on the inside seam. The shoes are John Lobb, but the name is on the inner sole. Visibility is for new money. Quiet is for the family that owns the bank that is hosting the gala you are standing in right now. 2. The understated education. They never say, I went to Harvard. They say, I went to school in Cambridge. They never say Yale. They say in New Haven. 3. The inherited object worn casually. Whitney Carter IV's grandfather's $300 Timex on a leather band so worn the stitching shows. The 1962 Rolex worn to brunch. The pearl earrings the great-grandmother wore on the boat in 1924. Nothing in their wardrobe is new because nothing in their wardrobe needs to be. 4. The cottage. It has 11 bedrooms and a tennis court and a private dock in Newport. They call it the cottage because their family has called it the cottage since 1898. 5. The you vocabulary. In 1954, the linguist Nancy Mitford documented the difference between you and non-you English, words that quietly mark class. Lavatory, not toilet; sofa, not couch; supper, not dinner; drawing room, not living room. 70 years later, every man in this room is still using the you words. None of them know they are doing it. That is the point. 6. The closed wedding. No photographer, no press. A handwritten card mailed to 80 people, a reception in a private home, a photograph of the bride and groom that will never appear online. These are the 6 walls. Money cannot climb them. Time can. And time is the one resource that does not accept wire transfers. He has the time. You do not. Now cut back. 7:28 p.m. on a Thursday at a charity gala on the Upper East Side. You wear a $48,000 Patek Philippe Nautilus bought 2 weeks ago. Across the room, Whitney Carter IV wears his grandfather's $300 Timex on a leather band so worn the stitching shows. He nods at you politely. His eyes are dead. You thought he was looking down on you. He is not. He is afraid of you. Because if the room realizes a $300 watch outranks a $48,000 watch, the entire grammar of the room falls apart, and the room is his only home. Old money does not hate new money because of taste. It hates new money because new money is a mirror. Every new mansion is a reminder that the wall between old and new was never stone. It was theater, and theater can be torn down.